So Sarah Natacheni is really, really getting to use that Russian of hers a little more often now.
Yep.
Ever since she's got done with Ash, that girl has gotten to sprout her wings and do a lot of shit. Okay. So, I have a question, and I'm genuinely curious about this because I think I'm correct. Is this by a country mile the coolest they've ever made Peter be while he was in high school?
Yeah. Like legit.
Like, I really thought about it when Harry dropped him off in the car. Like, friends with a popular girl in school, science partners with the school's top jock, gets along with Norman Osborn, getting dropped off into like a Maserati by his son.
Now, to be clear, the Peter and Harry friendship, that's not the new part. But
No,
who Harry is in this universe,
is
and
new.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I gotta say, Zena Robinson is legit crushing it in this role.
Oh, he's doing great. Zeno's a great dude. He was one person I've gotten the pleasure to meet right before the end of last year. He's a really nice guy. He's doing good. That kid's gonna explode. Him and oh, what's his name? He voices Artemis Chow in this. He voices
Alex Lee.
Alex Lee. Yeah, that every other day I hear of a new role that freaking kid's getting. Oh yeah. But yeah, they're all over. And another random name drop of a character. Freaking Harry's hanging out with Luna Snow in his spare time. All over the place with these people. So yeah, that was I like someone said that Luna was in this, but I wasn't sure where. That people complained about it. I'm like, okay, she's got the hair. I'm sorry she doesn't look super sexualized like she does in Rivals. She's the kid.
Yeah,
Calm down, people.
seriously. But one thing I really like about this show, but specifically about Harry, is they're doing a lot of playing with expectations, and the same thing goes for Harry, because you'd think because he's popular that he has all these adoring fans, but I think he's like self-aware enough to understand, like, yeah, all those fans just want to use you for clout.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm homeschooled. No one is actually my friend. I'm not an idiot. So what this is gonna be is his first true friend ends up being Peter, which is not something entirely new because they've had in comics before where Peter's been the only one that doesn't look at him as like some rich kids, whatever. Like they did that. They really went into that in Spider-Man PS4, or I should say Spider-Man 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2. But the way they're getting to it is different.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And like I said before, Sarah Natacheni just knocking it out of the park. There's another anime where the character is specifically Russian, where she like no one knew that she was fluent in Russian, and like I believe she actually is, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait,
Uh,
what anime is she in?
Something something hides your feelings in Russian.
I okay. That okay. Yep. And she is legit great in that too.
Oh, absolutely. There is oh, she is American. I thought there was something about Jenny. I thought there was something about how she has like Russian. Am I wrong? Sarah Nacheni is a Russian American. She is fluent in both Russian and English. So yeah, that was when they got that role, and she just blew out like total, complete, honest to god, amazing fluent Russian. I was like, what the hell? And then they're like, no, she's part Russian. I'm like, oh, she's just never gotten to use that until now, at least in voice acting. But yeah, and she knows how to get the ways with it because that's not what she sounded like with her Russian for that anime. So that was cool. And her character is Mila Mazurek. I guess she's a gender bend of Milos Mazurek.
Makes sense.
The unicorn. I guess also, now that I'm looking back at the name, I think that Doc Ock's assistant is Leapfrog.
Yeah, it has to be.
Which, if that's the Leapfrog, that is the moron in She-Hulk.
I just thought of that.
Because if this is the MCU, technically, they're not MCU. That's the moron from She-Hulk. Yeah, that was great. I like their version of Mac that they showed off. That was really good.
Yep.
The legit, oh no, I can't think of the name. Sharks and Jets.
Oh, the scorpions and the...
Yeah, what's the name of the West Side Story? Like, the legit gangs meeting on the back alley to go have a freaking knife fight. That was cool. And we begin to wonder about certain things with Nico. I don't wonder about something. I'm 100% sure on something. But I'm wondering if the reason why she's not wanting Peter to be hanging out with so much other people is not because she truly doesn't like them. It's because she wants Peter. She has a giant crush on Peter.
If that wasn't obvious by the end of this episode, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Like, this is the first one that she was obviously good friends in that, because they could have played that either way, but at the end of this, it's very much, oh, he came. She was not upset that it was Harry who was there. She was upset someone was there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to the party unless you do. Oh no, I thought you were going to blow me off again. That's not friend behavior.
No, definitely not.
No, which, if we're going to give a new Spider-Man cartoon and we're going to make Peter have a new love interest, Nico's an alright. I'm cool with them. Again, that's one thing I'm appreciating the living shit out about this, is I know what to expect in a Peter Parker and a Spider-Man cartoon, but I'm not knowing what to expect for the other bits of the recipe that are not always in the Spider-Man cartoon. Because, like, you're not going to have a Spider-Man cartoon where you don't basically know what they kind of do. We've had enough of them.
Yep.
But this one, you don't know the ingredients that are in the goulash this time. They're not as easy to predict. Because you don't have Liz, you don't have Mary Jane, you don't have Gwen, you don't...
Mm-hmm. I think what makes the show special is because they know that we know how a Spider-Man cartoon is supposed to go, and they're like, yeah, we know, we're gonna go that way.
Yeah, and I appreciate the living shit out of that. For once, he just kind of went, as long as Peter's honestly in New York, and he's got, like, Norman and Lonnie and, Harry, we can kind of futz around with everything else as long as they're not, like, too ridiculous. And we can always keep you guessing because, again, it's like, you know what this is a better version of? What they tried to do with Gotham.
Oh my god, you're right.
Because it was like, okay, Bruce is there, and you got the guy that becomes the Riddler. You got Leslie Tompkins and all them, but they just started becoming them before the guy became Batman. You have the opposite here, where you just got a ton of people that could become stuff, but we don't know if they're gonna. Where in all the other Spider-Man cartoons, if Alexei showed up, he was gonna be Rhino in that episode. If Matt Gargan showed up, later on in that episode, he was going to be Scorpion.
In some ways, this kind of feels more like Young Justice, where when the heroes and villains become who they are, it feels more organic.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a good change of pace. It's a very... I didn't know I was going to really love a Spider-Man cartoon for being incredibly different. Now, you're gonna have. I'm already seeing people are going to be upset at certain things because certain types of people are showing up a lot. If you're gonna
course.
catch the racist undertone of the people that are going to make those stupid statements. No one, and I'm gonna show it out right now, no one in this show so far that has been either race swapped or gender swapped had any part of their character be important or what do I want to say, dependent upon what either of those two factors were.
No, they just are what they are.
Nothing changed about what the heck was it? Uh, Milos because it's Mila. Nothing changes about Kirk Connors because now it's what was her? Did they ever say her name, or did you just call her Doctor Connors? They haven't said her name yet, have they?
Hold on. Carla Connors.
Carla Connors. Nothing changes, except it's gonna be a different looking lizard. It's gonna be more in a weird way. I don't know how they're going to pull that off. Maybe effeminate looking more lizard, less brutish and kind of more sleek. Kind of like what they did with Copperhead in Arkham Origins, where it was more of a ghouly, contortionist kind of thing. But, and again, same thing with freaking Harry and Norman. Nothing changes.
Yeah, no, they still just are the characters. I mean, like the differences in these characters are like creative choices for the story, but not creative choices based around their ethnicity.
No, and like, you know how they have the thing where there's always the characters that don't have a skin tone, but you suspect that they're black? Like, everyone always thought Knuckles was a black character, and then it was really funny that he got voiced by Idris Elba.
Yep.
Tombstone was one of those characters, so if anyone complains that Tombstone's African American, I'm sorry, there's no version of Tombstone where that guy was previously white.
No.
No chance. At all.
Even though it is kind of funny how in Into the Spider-Verse he's voiced by an albino.
Is he?
Yeah, the same actor who played Tobias Whale in Black Lightning.
Really? Okay. Got it. Oh, yeah. Yup.
Yep.
Yup, I can hear it now. 100%. Yup, I can hear it now. Totally can't unhear that now that I'm thinking of it. No, this has got a lot of good, interesting stuff cooking in it. I did not know what I was going to think of this off that first episode. Other than I thought Lonnie was really cool. That's legit. Like, and I was like, okay, Nico's whatever. This is a lot of different stuff, but now I kind of look forward to see what else they've changed each time, which is weird.
Same.
Because normally I'm normally in a Spider-Man cartoon or like a Batman cartoon. You're like, okay, how are we going to get this version of the blah, blah, blah? And now I don't know what fucking characters are going to be in the show.
Also, speaking of Tombstone, how about how he gets his name?
That is cool. They did it in a natural way. If they would have not brought up the Gravedigger thing, and they would have just called him Tombstone, that a little bit different. But the fact that he's like, yo, but the Gravedigger, because he put it whatever, is like, no, we'll call him Tombstone. Like, okay. Because now I'm already picturing the scene where I don't. Part of me doesn't think, and I don't know if this is because I'm picturing the scene in my head. Part of me doesn't think that Lonnie's going to become the comic accurate version of Tombstone until after he has a falling out with Peter. Because
Yeah.
I'm picturing the scene in my head. Get a hold of yourself, Lonnie. This isn't you. I'm not Lonnie. My name is Tombstone.
I can see it playing out pretty much exactly like that.
Yeah, because he's going to start wanting people to call him that instead of his normal name, to where he's going to almost get irritated at being called Lonnie. Because he's going to stop wanting to be on the football team because now he's got the cool nickname and he's going to... yeah.
Here's a thought. What if he just never gets the powers, but still like has just the characteristics of Tombstone?
He could. Just the only thing is, he doesn't pose a threat to Peter in a fight if they don't.
Fair.
Which, if they somehow finagle it to where they never have them fight, then fine. But if they ever came up against each other, Peter's holding back. He could knock out Lonnie in a heartbeat if he wanted to and be like, no, we're done with you being stupid. You're coming back to get your scholarship now. But, I mean, that could be a cool twist to where maybe he gets the powers, but he doesn't turn into Tombstone.
Yeah.
But they could do a lot of things. Again, I don't know what they're doing in this thing from episode to episode. Which the last time I felt that was in Spider-Man Unlimited.
Oh yeah.
I could kind of guess where a storyline was going in a Spider-Man cartoon just from... They never kind of went out of their way to not hit story beats. Which is not wrong, because people watching a Spider-Man cartoon want to see blank, blank, and blank happen. But actually not knowing, and knowing it's in the MCU so they could throw legitimately anyone in here, and they're not going out of their way to make this feel like this is an MCU cartoon that happens to have Spider-Man in it.
No, it's a Spider-Man cartoon that happens to exist like
In the MCU.
Yeah.
Or I should say, directly next door to the MCU, enough to where you hear the MCU arguing in the next house.
Yeah. That's actually a good analogy.
Because, like, you're hearing them talking about who's right, Cap or Iron Man, which, oh boy, does this smell so much like they're gonna have a lot to do with the freaking Registration Act in this, because they keep bringing that up. But you could also... What they did with that is where Harry really likes Cap along with Peter. I'm gonna bet dollars to donuts that Norman sides with Iron Man.
Probably.
And that's gonna create a rift also between Harry and Norman, if it has not already.
Speaking of Norman, is it just me or does it feel like he just pawned the dude at the desk job onto Harry so he can be doing more shady things?
I do not feel that. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. Because he was more than open to do it until Harry found out on accident.
Oh, okay. So you were taking this on face value.
I'm taking it on the face value of, if he was gonna go do shady shit, I think he would have gotten automated AI to go do it while he was doing shady shit.
Fair enough.
He's physically sitting behind a desk helping Peter until Harry finds out. And now, Harry is, when I'm busy, Harry can help you. And then when I can, I want to be the one there helping you. Because he did say earlier that it's his job to make sure that Peter is the best hero that this city can have.
Alright, yeah, no, you're right.
Well, I could be also 100% wrong. Norman's known for being a manipulator. But it's just, the thing that's getting me off of it is that they didn't include Harry until Harry found out on accident.
True.
So, we'll have to see. Again, it's Norman. It's me, a lot of it is, the things that are presented in front of me. But I truly want them to have a version of Norman who was good to start with.
Yeah, something needs to turn him evil. Or not even evil, just like, how should I put this? You had a better analogy, like, comparing him to Superior Spider-Man.
Oh.
Where, like, he thinks he can do a better job of saving the city than Peter.
Absolutely. And I think that having Harry as the middleman's going to do that, because they've got two ways of going about it. Now that Harry's on Team Spider-Man, he can get involved in a situation or wanting to when Norman's behind the desk and then Harry just gets in the way and gets killed in the crossfire. Or Norman keeps getting busier and busier and busier and Harry's always the one behind the desk, and then they start slacking off because him and Harry become more friends than guy behind desk and superhero, and they feel that they're slacking off and he kicks Harry out and then starts becoming extremely strict with Peter to the point of where he starts being more strict with how he needs to be Spider-Man and what he needs to do, and starts making him do things that he doesn't feel is appropriate. And that's what starts turning him, where Harry's trying to tell him that you're not doing this the way you should be. Harry is strictly there to be the one in the situation that makes Norman go bad. I have a feeling that is literally the sole reason why he's in that group right now.
I am definitely curious to see where things go from here. I'm also really curious to see the next episode, because based on the title, Duel with the Devil, I can only assume that is the episode.
Could be. We're gonna see what other random hero it doesn't. Do you know anyone? Oh, that episode, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about it for a second. Because he is voicing him in this too, so yeah, that'll be interesting. And I hope they bring back the line. There's a great point where, I don't remember exactly how it's said, but in the TAS, there's a point where Spider-Man is being represented through something by Matt Murdock, and then Daredevil helps out Spider-Man, and then he goes, oh, and tell Peter, blah, blah, blah. This, he's like, I didn't tell you I knew Peter. How did you know? It's awesome. I always love that moment where they're like, you're blind. How the hell did you? Or just, one of my favorite versions of it is when he catches the brick in No Way Home. And how'd you do that? I'm a very good lawyer.
I think they used that line in the D23 trailer for Born Again.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Yeah, I'm looking forward when that comes out too. All right. Do you have anything else?
Oh, one last thing. The voice actor who plays Doc Ock, Hugh Dancy, otherwise known as William from Hannibal.
Oh, yes, yep. Oh! I forgot! Hold on. Where is it? The football coach!
Who is he?
I had no idea this person existed. At all. This football coach is Philip Grayfield. His superhero name is NFL Super Pro.
Oh, yeah, there was a video about that.
I've never heard of this before. How? What?
Go to the YouTube channel. Go read some comics. They did a video on NFL Pro.
I can't believe this. I'll look that up later. That blew my... The photo cover also of what it was is the most ridiculous looking thing ever. Of what they show on the Marvel Wiki. You're just like, what is this? And then, like, that's to the point of where they're like, no, his football coach is NFL Super Pro. I'm like, I need to look up the name of every character in this show now, because I don't know who they are.
I love the show.
It's ridiculous. All right. I got nothing else. Mike, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on various social media sites at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Blue Sky at Renegade Pop Culture. You can find us here on YouTube, on Podchaser. Consider supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need to escape? So do we.
Absolutely. You can find me ever at Organoid Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube. Twitch might be a little delayed as I'm figuring out my audio issue with getting my new headset worked out into my setup. If you like cosplays and conventions and stuff, follow me on my Instagram at Organoid Zero. That'll all be kicking up once March comes. I'll be in cons pretty regularly after that. And the other podcast that I'm a part of is on my buddy at Athletic Geek 89's channel, Eli. We have the Geeking Out podcast where we just pick one thing for an hour weekly and just talk about it. Ton of fun. So yeah, we will see you all next time. Bye.